Yep.
I'm going to tell you a quick story, and I do not recommend that anyone does this, especially if they're not, or if they are driving. I was not driving this day. I had a tournament at what I would have considered my home course at the time. And the morning of the event, someone had an injury that reinflamed overnight and they couldn't make it. And I was like, well, I'm going to get charged for this guy now, anyways. So I'm going to throw myself in his spot because he was right at the end. It was a crossover. So we only had 8 groups on each tee box. Pretty easy day. And so, because of my nerves, um, I wanted to have a couple drinks maybe before I hit my first tee shot. But I also was sending off groups on the tee box and announcing everyone's names. It was a really hot day, and it was also a day that I realized that, like Contigo water bottles, it's on the other side of the room. Those Contigo water bottles, they're 750 mils, and a bottle of wine is also 750 mils. And it fit perfectly. And needless to say, in between groups, I just kept sipping, right? And by the time my tea time came, my bottle was empty. So I had drank, because of my nerves, an entire bottle of wine before I hit my first tee shot, which,
So
by the way,
just so you know, the video short that I do before we put this episode out is going to be that story right there.
oh God, do not try this at home or on any other golf
Public
course.
service announcement.
Yeah. And you know what? I made a 10 on that first hole because it's hard. It's a very difficult hole. But outside of making a 10 on that hole, um, I shot 93, and I was okay with a 93 with a 10, with an opening 10.